Hello everyone, welcome to another stream. Got some new stuff to show you tonight. We're going to try and keep it short and sweet. We got some stuff coming up for Entropy 01, because Entropy's been working really hard on the relight that we want to show off for that. We got some new maps to show off in Entropy 02, so you're going to see some new Chapter 4 gameplay. We've got the APC fully working now, so you're going to get to check that out. We've got some other stuff as well. So just going to hop into Discord here, because I've got some of the guys with me tonight. Say hello, guys.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
I knew you were going to fucking do that.
Yep.
Alright.
So I just want to throw out a quick disclaimer. We do it all the time, but I'm just going to do it vocally. Everything that you see tonight is alpha. None of it is final. It's all alpha. We're still working on this, working really hard on this. Even the logo that's on the screen right now, that's not final. Everything's in motion right now, so just bear that in mind, it's all alpha. Who we got with us? Do you guys want to say hello?
Top to bottom, let's go!
Hi, I'm 1UpD. I'm helping with the programming for Entropy 02.
Hello, I'm CW3D. I'm the sound designer and voice actor for Entropy 02.
And hello, I'm Trevi, the voice of Bad Cop and relighter for Entropy 01.
Hell yeah, you are.
Yeah, boy.
So you guys have been kind of busy this week. I've been busy with real life stuff, but you guys have been busy with Entropy 0 stuff, I think. That would be an understatement to say you've been busy.
Well, I've delivered a huge real life deadline on Wednesday, so now I'm like, ugh.
Did you?
Yeah, I posted it in Art and Music. Oh, there you go.
Oh, god damn it. Well, I'll have to catch up on that. I shall catch up on that shortly. Right, I'm just setting up Entropy 01 so that we can show off the relight, because I think we're going to start with that. And Triv, if you want to, you can have a talk through as we go, if you like. I don't know how slow or fast the stream is tonight.
Yeah, the longer the stream goes on, the longer I'm deprived of Dominoes.
Dominoes, eh?
Yeah, I'm going to order some Dominoes.
Right, I'm just going to sort this slot out.
Yeah, hopefully you have the latest versions of the maps, I think.
I hope. I think I do. I'm just sorting out the OBS right now.
Cool. I'm still waiting on the VMF for Chapter 1 Map 2, because you didn't update that in Entropy 0 3.0. No, I don't think you did. I don't think there was any work done on it for 3.0, so it wasn't included in the mod files.
Oh.
So I still need that in order to... I don't think there's any really relighting needing to be done on it, but when at the very end of the relighting project, I'm going to have to stitch all the maps together and make sure they actually load into one another.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I can send you that later. Remind me at the end of the stream, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta remember
update the template. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying, just remember, for some of the maps, you need to put V2 New Sky on the end, because that was when I was like, thinking, I need to redo the skybox, but I'll save a new version just in case. So at the very beginning, for like the first few maps I did, the latest versions will be New Sky, and then after that, it's just V2.
I think I got a couple of them. Let's have a look. Yeah, I got a New Sky down there.
Yeah, if it's New Sky, that's the one you should play. If it doesn't have a New Sky, it's just V2.
Let me just pull up the map list as well, so I know which ones we're going to show off. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okie dokie. I'll try and do them in order of chapter as well. We'll try and do it that way. Right, so we're going to start, obviously, with intro.
Yeah, some pretty big changes there.
Oh, yes, intro.
Right,
Hopefully it's the latest one.
What I shall do is I shall play, and I will let hold on, I will let Trivy explain as we go.
Oh shit!
As long as you can see properly with the stream.
It'll be a bit late, but I can just talk. So last time on Entropy 0 developer meeting, Breadman admitted in a huge bombshell that when he created the first Entropy 0, that he created it with an incorrectly calibrated screen, making the game much darker than it is. Trivy, appalled by this fact, decided to go ahead and relight the entire fucking game.
Yeah, that's a pretty good summary. Yeah.
That's pretty
Yep.
good.
So yeah, so Trivi's been relighting Entropy 01, and I think it looks amazing.
Oh, thank you. Because yeah, I'm really anxious that you, because this is your vision at the end of the day. Entropy Zero is your baby. It was your thing. You're pretty much the only one who worked on it, apart from some soundtrack stuff. So I really don't want to like, if you don't approve of it, I'm just gonna be like, no, fuck it, that's it, I'm not doing it. So if as long as it has your approval, it's all good.
Oh, it totally does. The stuff that I've seen is awesome, and I just can't wait to see more. So you'll see here, for example, there's a lot more lighting in here now.
Yeah, I've been aiming for some sexy shadows. Whenever I see a place where I'm like, I could do some more shadows, I fucking get the shadows in it. So as you can see, yeah, this is the latest version, because you can see the light that comes through that top office, it casts that nice
Down here. Oh yes,
checkered
yes.
shadow.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can see the shadows on the wall, which is really nice. Is that a light map thing? Did you do that with a light map?
Yeah, that's light maps. Yeah, I've been going. Your boy been going crazy with the light map scales.
We may as well.
Which-
2019. I mean, I've always
Exactly.
been reluctant, just because of sort of future experiences I've had with future experiences. What am I? Time traveler. Of past experiences I've had with Source, with things like performance and stuff. Takes me back to.
But yeah,
those
it's
times.
2019 now. If you can't run, with a couple of services that have a light map scale of 1 or 4, then what the fuck are you running on? Mainly it's a compile time hit because I mean actually most of these the intro is the only map I haven't edited the skybox on because it'd be a massive fucking ball ache due to the way you've set it up.
Yeah,
If
it's
I'm
a bit
honest.
of a nightmare.
But on all the others, I have actually refined the skybox. I did. In that very dark area where you have to use your NVGs, I did try actually making it so that I made some cracks in the boards and then light comes through and sort of like a really. But I couldn't get it right. It looked shit. So in the end, I just went for a pitch black look. And here's a good part with the orange
I
light
really
near
like
the
this.
train.
Yeah, that's why I stopped
Yeah.
here. I love this. I mean, that's such a great contrast there, and it's kind of foreshadowing, the Black Mesa, the orange, and all of that.
That's exactly why I chose orange. Yeah. No, I just thought I need because I'm thinking it's like an old train yard, and I imagine there's like a little lamp out there that's like the bulbs that are just super fucking orange because they're so old and they last forever. That's what I thought of putting that really orangey light out there, and it just casts such a nice,
It's
sort
really
of low
nice.
level orangey glow there. Yeah.
Because it's
And of course I lit
contrasting.
up the little firing squad there because I thought, are they shooting these guys in the dark? That'd be a bit weird.
That's it. Good point. I love it. And then we got the awesome the train lighting here, haven't we?
Oh yes, I put a proj text in there. Projected texture for those of you who aren't aware. It's a dynamic light that casts
Look at
dynamic
that.
shadows.
Look at that. It's beautiful. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it looks really cool in motion because you see the shadows going
See them
across.
cascading, which is just awesome. I really wanted to use projected textures when I was making Entropy Zero, but there was just so many problems with them in code.
Buggy as fuck.
Oh, it's
Like,
just
I mean,
annoying.
you've been seeing what I've been posting in the developer general, like pulling my hair out at some of the projected textures that are already in the game, and this weird back,
Streams.
like, the stream's going a bit crazy.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it? What's going on?
It's going like very low quality and freezing.
Might be because of the projected,
The projected texture. It's too
legit.
powerful.
It legit started doing that as soon as it started skipping. As soon as you got to the point.
Oh yeah,
of
as soon as it started, yeah.
So it probably is the projected textures
It's
somehow.
probably because the GPU is having to throttle to render.
God, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Jesus. Projected textures aren't that heavy compared to modern day computers these days. What are you running on? A Pentium 4?
No, I've got a Pentium 4. No, I don't have a Pentium 4.
What's funny is when I first played Half-Life 2, it was on a Pentium 4.
Back
For
in
me,
the
I
day.
think it may be, or maybe it's a Core 2 Duo for me actually. You remember that Core 2 Duo and
Oh,
Core
yes,
2 Quad?
yeah. Hopefully the stream will recover. It could be YouTube. We've had this
It
problem
could be.
before.
Yeah, we keep saying, "Oh, well, let's try out Twitch. Yeah, see how Twitch goes," and then we never fucking do it.
Hmm.
Oh, it seems to be okay now.
On my
Yeah.
end it's saying it's red, but I'm wondering if that was the projected textures doing that.
It could be that.
If
It's
you-
I
one
wouldn't be
projected
so
texture.
surprised if it
Try
was.
try loading an autosave, because on that map there's bound to be an autosave, and then you can just go to that train again and see if that's the case, and then we'll just
Okay.
avoid.
Let's have a look. Right, we're just gonna race to the projected textures right now. I'm running for them.
Oh shit. Breadman, oh, maybe it's his internet.
Is it still really bad?
Yeah, you're like cutting out in Discord
Oh, now
and
you
stuff
are
as
as
well,
well.
so maybe your internet's going funky.
Oh Christ!
Oh
what's
fuck!
going on?
God, it's all falling apart.
Yeah, you're breaking up now. Oh Jesus!
Well, to you guys, or is it just Breadman? CW, one app. Oh god, they're dead
Yeah,
as well.
hello.
What's going on?
I'm still here.
Do I sound laggy to you guys as well? Because I need to
not right now.
know if it's Breadman or
sound-
me.
One of these sounds quite muffled now as well. Oh
Fine,
God!
Oh.
Why do the FBI always try and cut us off when we're doing our streams?
No, it doesn't. It didn't seem to be the projected textures.
Maybe it was just YouTube.
Oh, I can hear you guys better now.
And now you can see him. Oh, look at that. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah,
But yeah, the problem with projected textures is in vanilla Source 2013, they are broken as
They are
fuck.
completely fucking broken.
Which
They're completely fucking borked.
you
The
think
most
about it,
annoying one for me. Sorry, go on.
I don't believe projected textures were really used in episode 2. That's probably why like they just don't seem to be supported. The software does not. There's a lot of bugs that you found. Like the culling issue is probably the biggest one I think, where sometimes it seems to render in the wrong direction.
Yeah, it
but
just
I think-
seems to shoot a beam out of its arse, and it just
Right.
fucks everything up.
I think at the time Valve was making episode 2, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, because I could be wrong, but I don't believe they were using projected textures in the maps. It was mostly just projected textures on the flashlight and like the vehicles and such. So it makes sense that they didn't really fix those bugs at the time. You know, they had a game to ship,
Yeah.
didn't involve projected textures, and they never fixed it for 2013.
It was never
Now,
gonna. Yeah.
with like Alien Swarm, they obviously have fixed projected textures, and that's things that we're starting to see in more mods now. The map-based trailer dropped recently, and you can see fixed projected textures in that trailer, and they're going great.
And they
so
are nice. You know, it's. I
Yeah.
kind of feel like that's brought Source into like the current. You know, it's 2019, and Source Engine is one of the most prominent engines out there that people like to use, but it doesn't have that capability. It's insane. It's just insane, and
Yeah.
wish they fixed it earlier.
To go on a little bit about this whole relighting business, my philosophy is, and there is an exception to this, that you should be able to go through the game, for the most part, never having to use your night vision goggles, except in particular levels where the whole level or the game mechanics are centered around creating your own light and darkness basically being an enemy in a way. So, such as the stalker section that everybody fucking loves. Literally everybody raves about that section. They love it. That is very much about, your NVGs are off deliberately. Darkness is everywhere, and you have to create your own light using flares and using the stalker's beam. So obviously I didn't touch any of their lighting around there because it's deliberately very fucking dark for a very good reason. So that's one of the few maps where I've actually not really touched the lighting much, other than in a few little areas to spice it up a bit.
Yes. Yeah. No, and
I could think of a couple areas
certainly
in
agree
that
with that.
map.
We got some more maps to show up as well, haven't we? Let's let's
Yeah, I
do-
think the next one I worked on, because there's C11, C12 I don't have. Is there a C13? I'm fucking my
No,
brain.
there
is-
wasn't.
3 is the street battle.
Oh, yeah.
I think you said that you didn't need to relight that one, right?
I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna-
but either way, I did C21 and C22. Yeah, new sky noise.
it's gonna
To
close
that
the
point,
program.
because what I feel like I'm calling you up, Brad, man. You're a hack. Luckily, because I'll preface this. Breadman did all the fucking mapping by himself at Entropy Zero. It's a huge achievement, and to sort of get it out in a good time span, he cut some corners with the skybox.
Yep.
Nothing to be ashamed of. Because
Well, it's kind of like an old habit as
achievement.
well from.
But to cut corners,
It's
for
like
anybody who's starting out mapping, don't do your skybox. Yeah, don't create your skybox by making a big hollow skybox around your man. Because one, it hides leaks. If you have leaks, it won't tell. No, and two, it will create weird. So one of the things I noticed in chapter 1, bleeding into like completely pitch black areas for no shit. So it's then that I started basically deleting it, redoing it entirely from scratch in an optimized manner. And one, the compile times are way better, and two, it just looks nicer. It's not trying to calculate light everywhere.
Yeah, so the skybox thing.
You know, everything just looks nicer.
That
No.
kind of that's kind of an old habit that's died hard back from when I used to map for Quake 2.
And yes, some nice shadows.
I think the
I
stream is
really
going
like
crazy.
the pattern. Sorry. Oh,
The stream is fine
Is it
for
alright?
me at the moment.
In fact,
It
It's okay
it's
now.
fine, it's
Yeah, it's fine.
it just seems to be when Trivy's talking, he's breaking up on my end. God
Now-
damn it, nets. Go on, Trivy, try again.
Oh shit. Okay. So I done angle before because I remember Brad saying that he very deliberately set the song angle, but comparing it back to the vanilla Entropy 01, it's different. Good in my opinion, because before that core is quite dark. From the it's a bit changed and it lights up that wall a bit more, which I think is nice. And this is in the room with the batteries. There's a very subtle weak fill light in one of the dark rectangle, but it's not. You don't have to use your NVGs anymore if you really want to see.
Yeah, this is nice in here. Sorry, Trivy, you really are breaking up again.
Fucking shit.
You sound clear to me, actually. I
Oh,
think
might be
my-
Breadman.
Maybe it's my
Redman's
end.
connection.
It might
When
be
you-
my connection, my crappy
Are
connection.
you talking about a point source of light, or is there anything else in particular that makes it a fill?
I feel like it's basically just a linear light that's very, very dim that just sits floating in the middle of nowhere. So it's kind of like simulating the way that light would bounce around the room that VRAD isn't quite capable of because it's not that smart.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
sometimes to light up some dark areas, I just put it's like one luminosity and then it's just linear instead of quadratic. So it's like not because normally you'd have like a very bright sphere where your light is hovering and put it there. If you set it to linear, then it's a lot less obvious.
I really need to do that because, like in my maps, I've been putting in ambient lighting, like a point light that's a very dark color, but I have been leaving it as quadratic, and so it is kind of visible in some places that there's like patterns of the circle pattern on the floor. So that's a really
Yeah.
That's a
So
cool,
yeah, set it to
that is a
linear. Make sure it's like yeah.
cool- That's a really
And
neat
yeah, as you
trick.
notice, sorry, carry on. I keep interrupting.
I was just saying, that's a really neat trick that you're saying there. That's pretty... You know, I've never thought about doing that.
Well, there you go. And to just explain the lighting in this map a bit more, I lit up those two doorways because before they were completely dark, and they're pretty important for player direction because
Okay.
they're like where the player needs to go, and they were completely in shadow before. So I think I remember somebody saying that they tend to get lost in this sometimes because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, where the fuck should I go? So those lights really help guide the player.
I think that's a really great idea.
And there's a nice red light in there now. Oh, look at that. Mm.
Very nice indeed. I love it. I think it looks really nice, and that you've got that good contrast of color, which is what makes it look way more interesting.
Exactly. There's nothing more boring than just a light that's 255, 255, 255. It makes things look flat, especially if you don't have color correction, but you add a lot of color correction. And now it's going to buffer to the menu because it doesn't have
Yeah, it's
stuff
blown up.
yet.
What other ones have we got? We've got
C21 and C22.
right. Let's do them.
C21, yep.
Let's give it a go. Excuse me. Stealth level. Oh yes. Can Breadman do this on the
changing it
stream?
because I have changed the environment light across the board for those maps because originally it was just the environment light was just 255, 255, 255, I think, and I gave it actually a more of a very slight blue tint, which kind of helps with the coldness as well, but also makes it look more interesting.
It's very nice. Let's do this.
The one where I learned about tone maps. Tone maps were, and now right, why the fuck I'm dark even though I'm lighting it up? And it's been imagine when you at the snow like glowed so brightly, you're like, ah, my eyes. So you put the tone map down to 0.2 or 0.3 or something like that, and it was literally like 3 days or something that it took me to realize, oh, there's a fucking tone map. I was like tearing my hair out. Why does this
Oh yeah, yeah,
because in C22, yeah, it'd be nice if you map and
So
told
Trippy,
me.
I just want to say I'm noticing something. Whenever I'm moving in game, that's when you're lagging. If I stop moving, you stop lagging.
I didn't hear that. You broke up for my.
Yeah,
my
I couldn't hear that either.
I've just noticed that whenever I'm moving in game, you're breaking up, and if I stay still, then you're fine.
What the fuck?
I know. It's so fucking weird. Right.
I mean, we're hearing you breaking up. It's something weird.
I wonder if it's the stream resolution and it's trying to basically.
Status in Discord's section for me.
Let's get through this bit.
So yeah, I didn't really change anything for this outdoor area except the environment light is now.
See, that's way better in here. Look at that. We can see exactly what we're doing.
Yes, so another thing I did is play around with because if I set the tone map to the default of 2 outside, the snow would actually be blind. So I dynamically changed the tone map when you go indoors and outdoors, so that when you go indoors, oh, look at that, it brightens up.
It's very nice. Should I show you the secret? There's a secret here. A little sneaky cheeky.
Yes.
I love this lighting here is great as well.
Because we're a bit behind, are you talking about in the lobby?
Oh, in the stairwell.
Stairwell.
Ah, right, cool.
Yeah, I keep forgetting you're behind as well. Sorry about that. It's real nice.
Yeah, because it was the shadows as well, because you made some window there with the boards, so I thought I really want to accentuate the light shards coming through.
Yeah, it looks really good.
You made it just in time.
Goodbye.
Combine!
Originally, in that room with the shotgun to highlight the shotgun, but when it just looked a bit black. I thought it was quite nice having it highlighted by the light coming in through the windows. I think it's visible enough now.
Yeah, I think people actually missed the shotgun in some cases, you know.
Well, hopefully not anymore. I mean,
They won't now, but I
light turned up for them to see it on the table.
yeah.
I didn't want to make it too obvious because putting those yellow lights on kind of can ruin the mood a bit sometimes. I only turned them on in the stairwell because it was like really dark.
Yeah, it was pretty dark in there. It looks so much nicer now.
I just had a thought. It sounds like you're breaking up from our end, but you're the one who's streaming, so it could be that, but we can't, because we're listening to you through Discord. So I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
In the comments or the chat, you know, like, do we sound fine? Are any of us breaking up?
Yeah, let us know what it sounds like on the chat actually, because for me, every time I'm sort of playing in the game, it seems to be Discord seems to be lagging for me.
So yeah, a couple of things about the indoor bit. I put a light in and turned it on near the turret, because otherwise, because there was a fill light in there, but it was kind of weird. It didn't really make any sense. In there and turned it on, and then the spotlight, the flickering spotlight, I changed the position of that because before it wasn't lighting up the bodies on the floor, which I thought that was why you put it there. So I thought, oh, I'll just nudge it a bit, and now you got some spooky lighting on the bodies. And then there's C22, which I did fuckloads of shadow work on. But yeah, you don't have to show off everything
lighting
if you don't want
looks
to.
good.
Sorry.
I missed that because I heard like 3 voices on top of each other.
No, I said if you think it's too much, you don't have to show everything, but show whatever you want.
Well, let's show off. Let's do C2-2, or actually C3-1 is really nice.
Oh yeah, that's very
that's
proud of that one.
Let's show that off, and then
It's the most
hopefully the stream will get us act together.
Yeah, so chapter 3 and sort of chapter 4 are the ones I'm most excited to work on because they're like very sort of dark areas. You're like underground in like combine fucking facilities and shit. So the lighting opportunities in there are really interesting. Plus they were dark as fuck, so it's nice to light them up.
It's so much more optimized now as well because we don't have 5 fucking projected textures.
Yeah. There's only one projected texture in that map now, and I still hate it because it casts backwards into the corridor before.
Is there? I thought you got rid of that one.
Or did I get rid of it? I can't fucking remember.
Yeah.
Maybe I did. Actually, I might have gotten rid of it now.
It looks really nice without them.
Yes, I did get rid of it. Sorry, because it was the clipping is shifting light into the corridor behind it, and it was making the decals glow, and it looked garbage, so I just took it out.
I like how you've made this charger glow. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's like something
Now,
that
when
we could do. You could do that like in Entropy 02, wherever there's a charger, we could light them up like that because it's just awesome. It's all just highlights.
Yep, and now when the fast zombie jumps in, he's lit up by a bit of an orange glow, which is nice.
It's quite nice. And you got that lighting out there.
Yeah, I was surprised when I optimized the skybox in this. I don't know if the skybox like completely, but I never noticed the light pouring out of the I don't know what to call it, the control room there before. Unless maybe because I just had NVGs on all the time, I just never saw it.
Never realised that it was sticking out.
There's a little flare now next to the ammo box.
Very nice.
Oh, those the explosive barrels near the flares, it will fuck up the combine spotlight.
Oh yeah, that's true. I just realised that it's actually broken the spotlight. That's awesome.
Yeah, because I thought it was a trade-off, because when you blow them up, those flares fly everywhere, and it's like, oh, that's your new primary
Use them as the
source.
light.
This might be an older version of the map now that I look at it.
Yeah.
I think this is an older
Is this an older
version.
version, is it?
Oh,
Yeah, because in the new version, that light, it out of it like on a timer, and it flashes and all sorts of stuff. So this is an old version.
I'll have to see it. We'll have to get the new version and I'll grab it off you.
And better. Yeah.
I mean, down here, like, you don't necessarily have to have your MPGs on as well. Which is nice. In what regard. Oh! Easy there, Tiger. Still puts me on edge, this map.
old one. This one has the projected texture.
Yeah. And I don't. Oh yeah, and it doesn't have the light that's on in the tunnel either. I don't think.
It does.
Oh, it does. It's just very dim.
I love the sprites that you've got on these as well.
Oh yeah, I had to.
Goes dimmer.
Yeah,
That's awesome. How did you achieve that?
you just scale it down.
Scale it down as it depletes.
Oh, you mean on the health kit?
Yeah.
One of D helped me out with that. It's like a weird logic thingamajig.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, full credit to One Up D for that. I didn't know how it works.
Oh, yeah, it was something I used in the map before. I can't remember exactly how it works, but I think I needed to actually count how many times the health charger ticks.
Right.
And
And then you iterate it
the
based
reason
on...
value on this basically is updating the alpha of the sprite every time you use
it.
one point of health.
That's genius. This is really nice up here, this little ceiling bit. I really like that. So I can hear zombies. It's scaring the shit out of me. Ooh. Spooky.
Nice.
I like that too. That's real good.
Yeah, in this version, maybe not, but in the current version, you know the area where the grenade gets thrown at you?
Yeah.
That's a little bit more lit up with the red light from the corridor that you can't access as well, and
Oh,
casts
nice.
a bit of shadow onto where the switch is, because before you can't see it.
Is that in this
Or
one? Did
the
you
orange
say?
room. No, it might be in a newer version, I think.
Newer
'cause
version.
yeah, I had to wrestle with it for a while. But yeah, I really like. Yeah, looks really nice.
It does look really, really good. Oh, that was a close one.
Yeah. Actually, I think in the newer version that room's even brighter, the orange room, because I wanted it to reach the back wall, and you got to. Is it Jerry the Zombine in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sleeps now and then he wakes up because
That's
before. Yeah, you couldn't see him when it was dark, but now that orange light's in there, it's like super obvious he's there hiding. So state, and you can't actually tell he's there until he wakes up.
This is really nice
Yeah,
in
he
here as well.
makes a bunch of just wakes up.
You know what? There's a secret in here that I don't think anyone's ever found. There are crates hidden up here. Can I have them quick? You get some free items.
I was like, whoa! I've never seen them before.
Get destroyed trying to show it off. Yeah, I mean, it looks really, really, really good.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Man, I miss this AR2.
And that's the cool little secret. The whole
It's pretty cool.
There's a floor out there because
Just until I looked at it.
Ah, I got Shrek'd.
I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
But there we go. So that's pretty much the relight.
A slightly older version of the relight, but
It's like
yes.
an older version, but yes, it's a work in progress and it's going really well. Like really, really well. I love it. I think it's great. I can't wait to see more.
For now, you're gonna make your fucking skyboxes correct. Yes.
Oh yes, absolutely. Entropy 02 is a whole different ball game. I don't feel nowhere near as. I don't feel like I should rush. And
Exactly.
I'm not in a hurry to get it done. There's a lot of things that my entire workflow has changed now because of the way that we do other things as well. So, what should we show off next?
The Entropy 02 stuff. What everybody's really been waiting for.
Yeah, it's what everyone's been waiting for. We could start with the zoo. Let me remind myself what that map's called. One up. Did you want to quickly explain what we're doing with NPC variants?
Yeah, sure.
And I'll fire up the zoo.
When you say the zoo, is that the test map that I made for that, or is that something new?
Oh, it's the map that you made for it with all the different.
Oh, okay.
Is that a good map?
I like that name.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I think the name is like test_bestiary or something like that.
That's it.
Yeah, I like zoo.
It's what Valve use.
Really?
Quite nice.
Yeah, they call them zoos.
Oh, that makes sense. So yeah, for Entropy 02, a lot of NPCs have been sort of replaced, especially the zombie types. So the zombies and fast zombies had been replaced by a slimy variant that drops pools of acidic slime when they die, and they're radioactive and they have other changes. But what we realized is that it might not be super convenient to have all zombies replaced by slimy zombies. You know, there might be a map where a head crab needs to not be slimy. So now we've added in a system where NPCs can have different sort of groups that have different behaviors and different standard models. So a zombie can be a slime zombie, or it could be a standard zombie, or it could be a Zen zombie, which doesn't make a lot of sense until we talk more about the Zen grenade. But
Yeah.
so, like for the bull squid, for example, standard bull squids have adapted to Earth, so they are sort of they have a lighter color so that they blend in more in the Arctic.
Yeah.
And there's also Zen bull squids that come from a Zen relay grenade, and they haven't been adapted to Earth yet.
I think it's such a cool idea.
I'm really happy with it. I really enjoyed working on that. Something about like subtle variations in NPCs I really enjoy. So it's something I want to do more with as we're going forward. I've got lots of ideas.
I think that's good that we're doing that because I think that's what Half-Life 2 lacked was variations of certain NPCs.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
And also, obviously, it's giving freedom to mappers, modders, etc.
Definitely. Like when we have custom maps, you know, you might have a map that has zombies in it that's not set in Arbite, and then you need a zombie that's personalized to the environment that you're mapping for. So I think this will have a lot of ramifications further on down the line.
I think it will. So here we've got just good old classic regular stuff. We know about them. What else have we got? Let's go down the corridor. Zen bees.
So that bull squid. Oh, sorry, I'm a little bit behind on the stream.
Oh, it's all right. I've got into the. I'm doing the left side first, so I'm looking at the Zen
Okay.
bees now.
Yeah, the Zenby models are all
Ooh.
completely placeholder. I can't see what's there yet, so I don't even know. Oh yeah, so the green one, like that's just to show that it is from Zen. I have a different idea in mind for what some of those should be, but right now they're just sort of like, if we were to have zombies come from a Zen grenade, what would they look like? So the texture on the head crab is a little bit different because it's supposed to look more like a Half-Life 1 head crab.
Love that.
And
Looks really
that
nice.
texture it's only a placeholder though. There's going to be a new model coming in that's going to replace that.
Oh yeah, we're getting a new model for that, aren't we?
Yep. I'm not sure. Should we talk about that on the stream? Yeah, I guess we
Yeah.
have permission.
Yeah, go for
There
it.
were some assets that were initially made for Black Mesa on the Steam Workshop that were supposed to look like Half-Life 1 creatures, and so we got permission to use some of those for creatures. So the Zen head crabs are going to look like Half-Life 1 head crabs, just to kind of differentiate them from the head crabs that you'll find out in the wastes.
It's super cool. I think it's such a great idea. And it's going to add some flavour, I think. What have we got up next? Let's go into the next room. Can't remember what's in this one. Oh yeah, the globies!
Yep, there they are. So globies are cool because they drop blood when they die, so they create these hazardous pools. The pools are no longer infinite like they were before. I know that was a major complaint because they can like soft lock you into areas. Now they lose their potency over time, and they bleed blue blood. I like that.
Yeah, I'm just going to demonstrate that. Awesome. So you can see that they drop pools. I love the blue blood.
I realized too late that globies actually have their own sounds. So at some point we will need to split those off into their own sound
yes.
scripts
Yes.
and change that in the code. I completely missed that while I was testing, and then I went back and I was playing through chapter 3 and I was like, oh no, missed it. So that'll have to come.
Yeah, it's such a good point because CW did some sounds for them. Oh, I like these ant lions. These are really nice. These are.
I really like what Kralich did with the Zen antlions and you just the sort of 3 different
Yes,
colors that you get
yes.
with the
I
variants.
forgot about that.
It's nice.
Yes.
And for custom maps, I realized that some people might not want the Nova Prospect glowing orange antlions from Entropy 02, so there is an option to override the model and supply your own model, and you can turn off the glow too.
Turn it off. That's
So
lovely.
it's configurable through Hammer. So if we get stuck in a corner where we're like, wait, we designed this wrong, you can still kind of, there's exceptions to the rules.
It's really nice. Oh yeah, look, we do have a green one. Zen Lion. Oh, lovely. Look at that. That's beautiful. That is gorgeous. Somebody get
And
David
there,
Attenborough in here. Holy shit. Love.
As you can see, we have
pretty
the
soon
ant lions.
we're building like almost a Zen ecology with all
I
these
love it.
NPCs. So yeah, the Zen lions might have some different behaviors than standard antlions. Right now, they're the same, but there's been ideas suggested like, oh, what if they blew up like antlion workers? Or I was thinking maybe they should be a little bit stronger. There's a possibility where we can put stuff in the code that only applies to one variant, which I think is really important.
Yes.
Because the
Yep.
models are kind of like the models are just a suggestion. You can put in any model you want for an antlion or a zombie now. That wasn't the case before. But the actual different behaviors of the three variations, or however many it ends up being, are more important, like the globies dropping slime and such.
What would happen? Just this is just a hypothetical here. If you chose a completely random model, like I don't know, what would happen if you chose the G-Man model when you're loading it into an antlion? Will he just T-pose and attack like an antlion?
Yeah, actually, to test that, my override option was working through Hammer. I made a bull squid into Alex. It's kind of disappointing. It's not as fun as you think
Oh,
it'd be because they don't have the right activities defined on the model. A lot
oh,
of
I see.
information about
Yeah,
how
yeah.
NPCs should act is defined in the actual model file, which is disappointing because if you try to swap them around, oftentimes it doesn't work
Because
quite
that
right.
could be so funny. That has the
Oh
potential
yeah,
to be
I
hilarious.
was really hoping to see Alex like running around and like spit at things, but no, she doesn't have an attachment point for that. She doesn't have the right animations set up, so no, she just kind of stared at me angrily and made bull squid.
What do we got in here? Oh, I love this. This is so cool. Look at that. I want this.
I'm
Whilst we're just on here, I'm just gonna no target so we can actually get them animated.
I'm I'm behind on the stream. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the lovely the blue ball squid.
Yeah, so I actually I'm not happy with the placeholder texture. I did that in, like literally 5 minutes. I think it should look more like a neon cyan kind of glow
Give it some glow. That would be
like the
amazing.
antlions and the globies have. That's
So,
my ideal. That was what I had in my head, but I'm
I
not much of an
see.
artist, so this is what came out. But hopefully this is just a placeholder for something better that will come in later that you can use in Arbite. Like the bull squid
Yes.
in chapter 3 would look great like that.
It would really look nice. I love ball squids. I just love them. They're so nice.
I got into like a little bit of a rabbit hole making improvements to the bull squid recently. I think I'm going to be making yet even more when I transition some other code over. I'm going to be consolidating some code and doing some refactoring. I almost slipped up big there. Uh, yeah, so when I move the code over to the new repository, I'm going to be making some more changes to the bull squid. But what I changed basically is that they can regenerate their health by eating
Oh
things that you
yes,
put in the level.
we've actually got that
So they
working.
have their sources of food, and they will gravitate towards food. They eat food, and they'll fight other bull squids over food. If two bull squids are not in the same squad and they both get a single source of food, they'll just attack each other. And it's just so much fun
Huh.
to play around with.
It's awesome.
It's cool.
Let's go and see what we got in the next room. Uh, so we got the good old-fashioned bull squid in this room.
Yep. So that's what the bull squid will be if it comes out of a Zen grenade.
Good old Zen squid. And then in here, finally, we have the Arctic bull squid. Very nice.
I think the final version, because these placeholder skins are something that I made very quickly just to put something in the game that you can see. The final version is probably going to be more white to blend in with the snow.
Yeah.
Kraulich showed me in developer chat the Raising the Bar bull squid has a sort of an albino variant that's white. I think it'll look something like that.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. And one thing we talked about a little bit is in your map you put in two bull squids that are in a squad, so they are like almost like a bull squid couple.
Yes, yeah, they are. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I had kind of this idea. I don't know if this isn't like necessarily canon or anything, but just sort of an interpretation. is that maybe the bull squids that adapted to the Arctic are more sociable than the standard bull squids, because bull squids in Half-Life 1 would attack each other if you put them in the same room. But it seems like maybe these bull squids are starting to learn to be more communal, so there could be packs of bull squids fighting other packs of bull squids instead of one-on-one.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with that. It'd be much more interesting to fight packs of them, because with the now that they're beefed up a bit with one-on-one, you can focus them down. That's one of the reasons why I added 2. Actually, we'll see that in a minute. That's why I added 2 in up there, because you can just focus that bull squid and kill it, so it's not as it kind of like destroys the. You don't even get to see it eat, you know. But when you're fighting 2 of them, it's much more interesting. So yeah, I think it's really cool, and I can't wait to see more. We can actually see these in action in Chapter 4, so we could do that now if you guys want to do that. If we go to Chapter 4.
That was great.
Hell
Sorry if I
yeah.
spoiled that in Chapter 4. That might have been a good review.
It's all good. We'll show it off. We've all been waiting for Chapter 4. I think everyone's wanted to see a little bit more of this. So yeah. So we've done the nice menu option as well. I'm always a fan of that. I know the stream's probably a bit behind, but yes, nice menu option for that. What am I going to say about Chapter 4? We've got a cameo role in here that you're going to see. We've got the APC working now, which is awesome. Thanks to 1UpD. I don't think there's anything spoilering here. I always do this now. I'm really careful to check for spoilers, but I don't think there's anything in here spoilery.
Yeah, I don't recall there being anything spoilery.
What about the... Yeah, I don't think there is. I think we're just going to go with it. We're just going to roll with it. If you don't want Entropy 02 spoiled, now would be the time to turn the stream off. Here we go. There we go. I did the updated buckets as well. Let's just check into that.
Yeah, there was so much feedback about that because with the buckets colliding, you can't select all of the weapons. It's very important.
Just turn it down a little bit. Just trying to get the audio right so I can hear you guys and I can hear the game well enough to not get murdered. Yeah, so quite a lot has been changed here. This is still a placeholder, obviously.
I'm loving the Combine dudes.
Yeah, it's nice to have them sort of just around. Before they weren't here, and it kind of just felt like it felt empty. They're just chilling. Right. He still doesn't attack the rock. I tried really hard to get to attack this
Oh
goddamn.
jeez. Did you take it outside of the rock so it's on the surface of the rock instead?
Yeah, I did that. I got it even. I put it even further away, like outside of the actual entity bounds as well.
Oh, weird.
He just looks at it. Oh yeah.
It looks at it aggressively.
He's an angry boy.
Sometimes he backs off from it as well. It's just kind of funny.
He sort of looks at it like he's perplexed. So yeah, so the APC's working, which is nice. Thanks to Camera and to 1UpD for getting it in the game. Love it. Let's ride.
Moving that over from human error to 02 kind of made me appreciate how much work went into human error. Their code is kind of crazy. Like there's a lot there. So it's really interesting. I haven't really taken a deep dive into how it was built yet, but there's just a lot of content in human error that is sort of under the hood that I never realized until playing. We don't have their targeting working, where they would have a sprite show up around being targeted by the rockets. I couldn't quite get that to work, and I don't know if we want to change the effect. It's like kind of a signature thing that you look for.
I don't think it's too bad if you can't. I mean, it works well enough now. One thing I will say is currently, sorry, I'm gonna have to turn the game down. It's really loud. The big problem that I say it's not a big problem, but one of the issues that we have in the APC at the minute is the AR2 function on it just does like 1 damage or something. It doesn't do that much.
Oh yeah.
Really
I need to figure out if there's a separate convar for that, or if it's sharing an ammo type. I can look into that. I know I said that before, but then I didn't. Sorry.
It's all good. It's fine. I just got murdered by a rebel.
Rip.
You'll see, for example, if I shoot the crap out of this rebel here, it says driving up on the We need to buff that. Oh my god.
Shooting them in the head kills them instantly, pretty much.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too strong, because I kind of like how the APC is more of a defensive weapon than an offensive weapon. It makes you, it's not like it makes you invincible, but yeah, it does seem a little bit broken because it takes a lot of hits to actually take them down.
It's taking a lot at the minute.
I find that the rockets are a bit weak as well. Like, you can literally land a direct hit with a rocket on a rebel and they won't die.
Yeah, I think we need to buff all of that. Just wait up a little bit.
You need to stop exiting the APC whilst you're under fire.
Holding control hides you as well when you're in the APC.
Oh, I keep forgetting that. That's a feature of human error, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about that. So now that I've murdered everyone, I will just demonstrate that. When you're in the APC, you can crouch. Which is really nice. It's lovely.
As far as the damage goes, I'm looking in the code right now, and it's sharing ammo with the airboat gun. I don't think we've changed the damage values for the airboat gun, so it's probably pretty underpowered compared to everything else.
That's probably what it is then.
And the airboat gun, how strong is that? Because you never actually fight like.
Pretty good. It can take down a chopper.
It kills Combine in like a matter of like as soon as you start shooting at a Combine, it just kills them pretty much instantly.
Yeah, it does. It's pretty much like a. I don't know. I don't know what the damage value is, but it definitely.
That's only because you're shooting multiple bullets at once. You're shooting like 5.
Oh, that's
bullets
true.
at once because it's a like minigun like thing. It's from the helicopter.
We've got a little cameo going on here.
Send some kind of message. We're hearing a lot of commotion down there. What's going on? Arbite number 1 to Gatehouse. Come in. Over. Gatehouse, do you read?
You're not going to be hearing from Gatehouse anymore.
What's going on down there?
Oh, snap! RPG rebel. Forgot about her.
Speaking of underpowered stuff, I find that the Hunter is like really underpowered as well. I've watched him like unload an entire flechette barrage into somebody without missing, and they survive.
Yeah, I see that too.
Human error buffed the airboat gun from 3 to 8, so it makes sense. Like, oh yeah, that's why it's underpowered. Less than half of the damage for the APC. It's kind of like I didn't realize that they had changed that, so
Okay, so we just need to buff that. I could probably do that in a minute before I test the next map.
yeah, I'll put the name of the convar in the.
Oh yeah, and I'll just chuck it in and away we go.
You
Just
can even
breaks
check the
everything.
console.
Yeah, I'll just chuck it in the console. Man, I love this hunter. I'm getting really attached to the hunter. I think that's a bad. Could be a bad. Okay. Let me just get this convar.
Willie should get jealous of the Hunter that it's replacing him as a friend.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, that seems to be a bit better. Yes, I think that's much better.
There's probably a separate one for the rockets too. Let me check.
Rockets are not fun to play with. got another map to show you guys, folks. So just hold on, just looking for another combat. Is it? Let's have a look. SK. Oh, I got SK APC missile damage. Is it going to be that?
Yeah, that sounds right. Now it might not. It looks like it's using that.
Yeah.
So I would say yes. I can't prove that definitively yet, but it seems.
How far should we bump it up? It's on 50 at the minute.
How about 100?
Double it. Yeah.
Put it to 100. Alright. Okay. The maps aren't stitched yet, so we're just going to hop directly into the next one. Okay, here we go. Right. You ready? Let's go.
Yeah, I can confirm that APC missile damage is the damage used by the APC. I don't know why I really doubt, but.
Oh, I just crashed. Smashed it. So yeah, this map is pretty different. It's quite open. It's not finished yet. Only half of this map is actually present at the minute. You guys really like it, don't you?
I like it.
Oh yeah, it's really cool.
I'm kind of trying to push like a non-linear approach, so you can either go left or right. I think we're gonna go left for now.
Right seems to be the more stealthier route.
Yeah, you can sort of
Just go out
sneak
the
up.
back.
It's quite nice. You've got a lot of space to sort of use the APC. Snaps! Just reversed into me. Pissed him off. Coming out the backs.
I gotta wait a second to catch up to the screen to them coming out of the house, but that's what I think it is. Yeah, they are very aggressive. I think that in this map we should add a standoff goal that makes them take up cover positions inside the house.
I think
like
that's what we
lawn,
need to do.
crates and stuff. Because otherwise they just kind of like sprint out at you, and it's not very like if you're in a tank and they're on foot. What are they gonna do? You know.
Kind of just
But yeah, the cover positions would help a lot, and that's all just with 3 entities. It would be a battle line, a standoff, and a cover node. Well, more than one cover node, but
Yeah, I think that's a great idea because they're all outside. We're also using the new MP5K as well. I think when we've run through this map once, we'll run through it again and we'll come in the back way.
how do you feel about NPCs using the MP5K? Like fighting them, is it too easy? Do they like how are they acting with it? I guess.
To be
I'm not
honest,
super happy with the behavior so far.
me neither. They're not really hitting me. If I'm honest, I kind of think the gun isn't accurate.
Yeah, even when Bad Cop is using it.
Yeah, totally. Because I mean, the burst is nice, but I just don't feel like it's accurate. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of
My
like,
only concern. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's kind of like close quarters only kind of thing, and it needs to be sort of like medium to close, I think.
Yeah, I think like when I was designing it, I had that close range constraint in mind, but it's kind of over the top. Like it will not hit anything at medium range. It feels almost like the bullets are avoiding targets,
It does.
which they're not, but it's just an incredibly wide cone. But I am worried that if we make it more of a medium range weapon, it will outclass everything else. The burst is incredibly powerful with the high damage values. That's partly why I made it so inaccurate, is so that you're almost guaranteed not to have all 3 bullets land, because when they do, that's like a guaranteed
It's a
kill.
guaranteed kill, yeah.
So I think nerfing the damage and making it more accurate would probably be best. And I actually think that NPCs should have probably more accuracy when using it, because their accuracy is sort of applied on top of the gun's accuracy. So when they're really inaccurate with the MP5K and it already can't hit anything, they basically can't hit you, which is kind of sad. So there's lots of tweaks that need to be made there.
We need to have a look at that. So up here we've got the bullets. Look at these guys, they're amazing. Oh, sound cache. Oh my god, my ears. That's because I haven't pressed
If you want, you can probably just quick save and then quickly upload the sound cache and then just
Do you
hop back in.
Do you have to do that often? Refresh your sound cache?
This is the first time in ages I've had to do it. I've only just noticed that it's corrupted because it's doing that high pitched run.
Yeah, it's weird because I've only had that when I was what was it? It was like somehow it got out of date when I updated Entropy 01 through Steam or something, but it was usually I never have that with mods, so I'm curious.
What I will do, I think I'll come out of it because I wanted to show this map off again. We'll go round the other way and we'll do the stealthy approach on the rebels. Yeah. And I can actually clear out the sound cache whilst I'm at it. So let's have a look.
Have you grabbed the new sounds I posted on the assets repo?
At least you
Because it
posted
came with
them.
sounds.
How long ago did you post them? Was it an hour ago?
I
Or was it
posted
the other day?
them.
'Cause
It
I-
was yesterday at some point.
Because I grabbed all of the ones that, yeah, I grabbed all the ones tonight before the stream, so they should be the new ones in there. Let's load it up again, boys.
Because I made new pain sounds, and the ones I was hearing in game were like the Half-Life 1 ones.
Let's have a look. I'll go into my folder.
New pain
right
sounds for the bull squid?
Sorry?
For the bull squid?
Yeah.
Nice. I can't wait to hear those. I really like the attack sounds.
now. I'm just
It was
looking-
hard. It was hard because the original bull squid sounds are so compressed. Like, I looked in both Half-Life 1 and The Leak, and they're all just compressed to hell. So it's really hard to make them sound higher quality, and I just didn't know what to do. So
in the folder that you sent me, CW, you've only put Footsteps and Mini Strider, not Bull Squid.
there was I posted a new zip folder, zip file, which was new bull squid sounds.
Oh, right. When did you post that? I grabbed the
was like-
entire asset folder. Okay, we'll have a look at that at some point. I'll grab that tonight
Yeah.
before I go, but I grabbed the whole lot. Right, here we go. Mind you, I was having problems with that. Right, so we'll show this off one more time before we do Q&A. If people want Q&A.
Nah, they never want a Q&A. What are you talking about?
Are we gonna have time to show the other map?
What's the other? Oh god, I completely forgot.
Oh,
Yes,
fuck.
No, it's okay.
absolutely.
I really want
play
to. I haven't seen this yet, like at
No,
all.
I've not even played it. I want to.
I wanna fucking play it.
I want to play it.
I wanna play it now.
I want to play it first.
I am a little nervous to have it shown on the stream because it's in a very it's in an earlier state yet. Four maps even. You haven't played it yet. That's why it's like an even more alpha, and also because it has the placeholder assets for the rebels that we talked about beforehand. But I think I would still like to show it. I just want
yeah.
everyone to take it with a grain of salt. It's like very, very heavily work in progress.
I think that would be fine to play it.
I'm also scared of missing assets because I packaged everything with it, but you know, there's always that fear of something is going to be lost and then there'll be a problem or something, or an error.md. You'll see.
So embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
What happened? Is anyone even there?
Sound isn't done on that, so there's only one soundscape, and I used some placeholders for soundscape, so the soundscape will probably cut out. And in general, I used a lot of sounds that I intend to be replaced. I'm going to extract them all out into separate scripts so they can be uploaded. The music is placeholder, everything is placeholder.
Oh god, it's not the old music from the boss fight, is it?
No.
Ding
Oh,
ding ding.
oh, I hate
ding,
Oh
ding.
god, that music.
I was so happy when I tried out that map recently and I saw it was replaced. It's like, oh. And I like the track that CW made with it.
Oh yeah, that's really nice.
Yes.
it's from an old mod that's dead now.
God rest its soul.
I was so keen for it, but
That's
it looked
always the
so
way, though,
good.
isn't
The mapping was so well done. Like, I haven't seen any of it play out, but the screens that were shown off looked really nice.
That's always the way it goes. It's always the pretty ones.
Did you say what the name of the mod was, or is it?
Oh, Dark Energy.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I used to follow that one. It looked really good. I was sad when it got shut down.
I even like made like new music for it and stuff.
I think they were gonna use my flare gun.
Sorry, we've got a hilarious bug on the screen there.
I haven't
We'll
seen
see
it
it
yet.
when the
Full
stream.
squid spit is hovering in mid-air.
Oh no, did you change, I don't think it will help, but did you change the art rate of it?
It's what we discussed the other day. There you go, it's gone now. And that ball squid behind him, he actually went and had a sandwich, had a snack. But now he's coming for me.
Okay, so it seems to be if it collides with a fellow ball squid, it just
It just freezes in mid-air, it's hilarious.
I'm gonna have to look into that. It's a good thing I said I was gonna be making more changes.
More
'Cause
changes.
It looks like I've noticed that oftentimes they eat during combat at inappropriate times. Like, I want to add a clause in there that they only eat when the player is occluded or when they're very low on health, because sometimes they just forget about you and
It
go
was
eat.
so funny, he just waltzed over and just had a snacky.
Yeah, they do that sometimes. I'm just blasting them, and then it just decides, you know what, I'm just gonna walk back to the cave and have a little snack.
I could really do with a Snickers right now, mate.
The interesting thing is, in the unmodified code, before I changed anything at all, they would eat during combat. And in fact, I removed the code that makes them sometimes eat slowly during combat. Like, they have two different types of eating, where one of them is they run towards the food and they eat it, and the other is they sniff the air once, then they like walk over the food. And the original code had them doing the sniff thing during combat, and I saw that and I was just thinking, like, isn't that completely broken? I might have changed something that made it happen more often, because I didn't see that in the game before, so I don't know.
Also, I never noticed that you could turn on the power up here.
Yeah, that's going to be part of the basically. So there's going to be a gate somewhere else in the map that you can't open without power. So that's going to be the whole sort of thing here. One I've made a really good point about moving the toggle gate so over here, and that's just because players might get confused about what they're supposed to be doing.
I thought it would help make it more non-linear, because that way there's two different, there's more different orderings of what you can do that way. Although it does mean that you might have to move the power lines, which would be kind of sad, because they look really good where they are.
Nice,
So I don't know, there's a lot of pros and cons.
We'll have to see. I'll figure something out. From this point, the map is empty because I just haven't played it since the other day. But yeah, it's a huge map. We really want to get the mileage out of the NPC. Oh shit! I just rolled it. I just fucking rolled it. What's he gonna do now? He's stuffed. Oh my god! We're just gonna have to walk it. Holy shit.
Oh, that's what I did the other day. If you too hard,
this
you
is
roll.
Oh my god.
a
that's
relevant point. There's an entity you can use in Hammer to make a physics object stay upright. Now, I've
That's,
never tried using it on vehicles. I don't know if it works for that, but
Yeah.
we definitely have to give it a try.
So I tried
Let me
it.
look up the name of the entity.
It's keep upright. I think it's keep upright, something like that. I tried it for the APC the other day, and there's one drawback. It basically, you lose a lot of the traction because
Oh,
it's
no.
constantly trying to keep up.
Oh, that's awful.
But I think you can toggle the keep upright on and off. So my thinking would be have the APC detect when it's tipped, maybe, and then turn it on, like fire an output when it's tipped, essentially.
Yeah,
And then
that's
it
a
can
great
flip
idea.
itself and then turn it off. Yeah, because I'm sure the Jeep has. Was it the Airborne? I'm sure the Jeep has it like on tipped or something like that. I'm sure it does.
Or if you really want to tie it into the game world, you can have the hunter bash it and flip it over.
That would be cool. Have the hunter charge it. And
But if the hunter is dead, then
you're
stuffed.
stuffed.
Yeah, you're kind of fucked. Yeah.
Or you could just throw a Zen nade next to it to try and flip it over.
It's a good
Get
point, actually. I
sucked
haven't
into-
played with Zen grenades as well.
As of now, oh yeah, that's a missed opportunity. There's lots of things in the
props
Zen
in there.
grenade. With Zen grenades, they won't suck up the APC anymore. It was
Oh,
just too
that's great.
buggy.
Yeah.
If you did I put that code in? Did I merge it? I guess you can try it and find out. But we don't want the Zen grenade to suck up the APC because there will only be one. Is basically it. But also because if you suck up the APC, for some reason it deletes your suit. I don't know why that is. And
So,
if you
can
happen
you
to
imagine
be-
that? Just suddenly bad cop just naked.
Yeah.
Just
if
be
you
like,
are
Oh no,
in-
the APC! Oh no, my clothes!
if you're inside the APC when it sucks up, it destroys the game. Like just crash to desktop. You briefly get a scene of like you get teleported to the origin, so you can see the map, and it's really trippy. And
Oh,
then
that's
just
hilarious.
boom. So yeah, it's really unstable to do that. So we're just gonna say APCs are not allowed, which it kind of makes sense because when the Zen grenade pulls on it, it never seems to go all the way into the singularity. It's close to it, so it doesn't look as awkward as it sounds like it would look.
Yeah. I'm just gonna try the Zen grenade out here. I'm just worried about my hunter. He'd probably die. But let's get and the game may crash. Let's just give it a go.
Rip Hunty the Hunter.
What's it gonna spawn? Oh, it didn't spawn anything that time. Just wasn't heavy enough.
A little bit unpredictable.
But I like that. It's kind of, you know. Oh shit! Goodbye, Lenny, or whatever I called you. See, I think it did spawn something there because it did that pre-cache lag.
I think what it is, and oh, speaking of which, that's something else that I should address at some point. I wonder if it would not lag as much if I pre-cached everything when you spawn the Zen grenade. But anyways, what was I going to say? It depends a lot on the available space. The Zen grenade will never spawn something inside a wall, so if it's close to a wall, it's less likely to get a spawn.
I see. So, yeah, I see, because it's obviously detecting, or if it is, you don't want to put a gold squid like halfway through a wall or something like that.
Exactly. I had that a lot when I was first testing it on C2.1, where bull squids would be inside desks, and it's like, well, great, like that doesn't help very much. So it actually uses the same code that npc_create from the console uses, which is why it does a late pre-cache, which is, I think, why it's slowing down the game, and maybe we could speed that up by pre-caching everything before.
That's a cool idea. Oh shit! Oh, I forgot about that. Shit. Did you guys come across this one yet? Fucking hell.
This building here with the rebel.
Yeah.
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 I
Yeah.
completely fucking forgot that she was there.
Oh, she followed you up?
Yeah,
Yeah, she hides.
she hides. I forgot that I'd even done that. I was just walking around. Yeah.
I think that was sound sensing, wasn't it? Because you fired your gun and then she came?
It's a scripted schedule that I've got in there.
Oh, nice. That's better.
You can actually catch her if you go around the corner. I completely forgot I did this. If you go around the corner before you go up the stairs, you can catch her hiding behind the boxes.
Yeah,
That's what I did
happened.
the first time. I always clear the bottom floor and then go up. Typical SRP.
Mr. Tactical over here.
Oh, yes. I am bad cop after all.
well, yes. Right, C2. Are we ready for this new map, everybody? The first
Quick
time.
question.
Go on. Go for it.
Did you get all the assets that came with the BSP? Because I've got, I think,
Mm-hmm.
2 new models. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
I chucked
I'm
the
just
whole
worried
lot.
about missing.
I chucked
okay.
it all in there. I just threw it. I didn't even look at it. I was just like, get in there. I want to see this map.
So you got the new binaries too?
Let me check.
That was
right
in
now.
there.
Hold on.
Did you do a overwrite or just like a skip when you copied it?
I did a whole overwrite. Just,
Okay,
Just get
it's probably fine.
Get it all in there. Yeah. Okay. So just to clarify, this is the first time I've played this map. This is the first time we've seen this. This is a map for Chapter 2 that 1UpD has been working on. I'm super fucking excited about it. Oh man, I've missed Chapter 2.
I know, right?
Oh, dude, this is
Yeah,
where
it's
we...
been a while.
Oh, so, this is nice. So this is where we end... This is where we... I mean, ages ago. Do you remember being here? The last time we were here on a stream, I was like, yeah, it's gonna go down there, I'm gonna talk about that. Love it. Love it. Hey, boys. Come on, boys, let's get them. Should we slam this door? Should I give myself a slam? Because you've done the slammy. Oh, yes. Check this shit. Get out of the way, boys. I'm gonna blow her.
Ooh.
Let's go. Into
Oh, I
the
like
room.
the little
Little icon.
hologram. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that something you think we should use throughout the game, or it's kind of a placeholder, but it is also kind of what I would want it to look like, but I didn't
That's
know what
like so much better than a holographic 3D model, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree with that. I think it's great, and I think we can utilize that elsewhere. Because otherwise, it's not so obvious that you can do it, you know?
Yeah, I think it would be great in Chapter 1, Map 3, because I added where you can place the slam yourself, and also in Chapter 4, Map 1, where you don't actually have to use the slam for that one, but, you know, kind of suggested that you use...
I'm really liking
Damn,
this.
that's a big area.
It's lovely. I'm really liking this because it's like all completely new to me. I finally know what it's like to feel like playing Entropy Zero for the first time. My god, guys, this mod is so awesome. Who built this?
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
This is
Oh,
really
shit.
nice.
Worthless.
I want to make a note about the citizens who are up on the upper level. That looks like you already shot them.
Oh yeah, I murdered them. Sorry.
They're wearing City 17 clothes, but that's because we don't have a new texture for them yet. That was the texture that I was like scrambling to try to put together. But they're supposed to look like maybe they're wearing like a white shirt underneath their rebel gear. And they're going to have some other features that probably be working on.
I really like this. Ow, my face! Oh, I like that. Careful in here, boys. It's a volatile area. We got a trip mine there, boys. You're not gonna deal with that threat. He's the last one. I just realized he's the last guy in my squad. I gotta say, I'm having a blast so far. Let's use the old SMG2. What's the noise? I hear explosions. Suddenly I became nervous. Let's have a look around.
It's very big.
I love it. Because you see all those shipping containers and stuff in the first part. It's like, where do they go? What are they doing up here? It's a nice change to the corridors, I think.
I definitely had those shipping containers from the first map in mind when I was working on this because, you know, you see them and it's exactly what you said, like, where do they go? And I happened to, when I was out of college, my first job was working on warehouse control systems. So I would travel around to a lot of different distribution centers. So in my mind, while I was making this, I was kind of reliving all of the those experiences of going into these places. And so it looks, a lot of the rooms are like based on different rooms from the...
Now, industry, I know what's happening here, and I love how you've done it. I think it's awesome because it got me at first, and now I understand what's happening here. I just want to ask, is there anything spoilery here that we can't show?
I don't believe so. Now, there is a big oops that I just realized because I'm a little bit behind on the stream, but it looks like the room that the break room, when you went into the break room, it was already destroyed before you got there.
Right, yes, yeah.
That's not very good.
Oh!
It's not supposed to be destroyed. So you might want to play through that section again. That's a bug.
Let's do it.
Bug report. But no spoilers. Depends on what. Maybe I should text chat use something in a second. I don't think there's any.
I'm going to have to do it from the start again because I stupidly quick-saved in here. Let's go back. Let's do it again.
I mean,
want to see
you
this
could play
again.
through the rest first, unless you've already. switched. It's up to you.
It's alright, I've just reloaded it. I want to play this again. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm
I
having
asked a question
blast.
in Discord because there might be a spoiler depending on what you define as a spoiler. So I just texted that in voice chat.
Oh sure, let me just hop in there and see this super secret text chat message. No, they're not a spoiler. No.
Okay.
I was talking
Yeah, so that's
about
the only.
the other big revelation.
Yeah, they in the next one.
Because that is
I
that...
almost put in some
Oh,
text
yes.
that referred to that at the end, but I didn't.
Yes, sorry, I've just remembered. You
No.
yeah, you're going to move that into the next map, weren't you?
The thing that
You're breaking up there, one up. Sorry.
the thing that I was not sure if it's a spoiler or not is the new rebel type.
Yeah, that's all good. We can talk about the rebel type.
Yeah, so the new there's a new type of rebels in this map, and right now they look like 17 because there's no new assets for them.
We're going to see them right now.
Or not. I guess you can't really show it because they're not visually there. They just look like citizens, but they play a big role. And so that's the only thing that I thought was like a spoiler.
Oh, dude, yeah, I just saw them. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna... I think before I murdered them instantly.
New sounds for them.
Where did they go? I love the... By the way, I love the crowbar thing. I think that's great.
Yeah, I'll have to make some new sounds for when they're jumping around. I assume the tech they're using would make it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
think that's a good idea. I do need to look at like where we can. Like, is there a way I can put in a sound for them to jump? That'd be really good. Stop.
Use the sound from Half-Life 1 for the boost thing. Boys, you stay here for a moment. I'll go scan out that room. This place is dangerous. Danger. Right, here we go. Come on, boys, let's roll. Look at that. I love it when they die like that. Take a seat. Right, so I've got to try and get into that break room before it destroys itself. Go and have a look in the break room.
I think the
What's he doing?
as well.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
From what
He's trying to do something. We're just gonna let him figure this out. He's started exploring this soldier. I don't know what it is. What's wrong? What's the matter? You okay? Are you okay?
What is it, boy?
What is it, boy? What is it? Oh man! Oh, this place.
I'm gonna fall down
I
the
need
well.
to work on that a little bit.
my dog.
It's funny because
Yeah.
I've tested this scenario so many times. I've run through this like a dozen times. Stable stream. I guess it is stable enough because he's not doing something really stupid,
No,
but he
no,
is
he's
like
just
running
running
a lot.
I love
Normally, they don't get trapped in there with you.
that. I see, because this is
That's
like
why
this
when I
is
tested it,
really
it looked-
cool. This is like Half-Life 1 like kind of thing.
Oh, with that one section, before you get the hive hand.
Yeah, that's right.
Run now, if you believe in Entropy.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Run!
Sort of what I think I was drawing. Like at the company I used to work for, kind of, but it's also the Half-Life 1. And it's also got an Entropy 01 rep.
Oh, it does too.
Oh, nice.
The
I love
timing.
that. I love that. That is so cool.
There's
Oh, look at that lighting. Very nice. Hello? Is anyone there? Right, here we go.
Vista.
Yeah, I didn't really have time to make the Stunning Vista
It's
yet, but I'm
beautiful.
hoping we can really like narrow at some point. Maybe like after all.
What have we got down here? Oh, it's this dude. Oh my god. He killed them all. The things he's seen. You got something on your shirt there, boy. Were they meditating or something? Love it.
Oh. I like that.
So do I, it's wicked.
That's
Here, boy. Come on, boy.
Now, as with all the assets, we can redo that that texture, but that was the idea.
Okay, boy. I want you to stay here and not get blown up by this trip mine here. Oh no!
God, the lag is so bad.
Yeah, I don't know why the streamer's doing this. Come on, boy. Ooh, just what I needed. Oh my lord! Get him, boy.
Bobby tanked that.
I was kind of surprised. I was expecting that to go very different.
Oh my god. Full frontal boots. I mean, assault. Oh man, they killed him. I like that guy. Oh, I see what you're doing now with the platforms. That's awesome.
I should have disclaimed as well is that balance is not. But I think.
I get my ass handed to me. Oh!
Sorry, you cut out like right in the middle of a word there, but I think I got it.
Get my ass kicked. Yeah, apologies about the lag. I do not know why it's lagging so much tonight.
Then Entropy and I will sound crazy when we talk about how we can't. But
Make a run.
I really like the soldier.
yeah, I sort of, I don't know why, but I really latched on of the bloody combine. Ivan Wolf, the survivor of his squad, can do more him show up as kind of an Easter egg.
It's really nice.
I did add a variable where you should be able to detect whether or not he has died in this map in future maps. So, if desired, he can cancel later on.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's really, really cool.
I was just commenting on him, like being like, that's his name.
Can we just make him like another badass character?
Like Max and I have talked about this character a lot, and he keeps suggesting making a deployment where you play as this guy. You know, it would need like its own arms, like bloody combine arms, but something about that soldier, just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He just seems like a character with.
I'm attached
Resident
to him
Evil
already,
2
and it's because he's different. I've learned my lesson about running out into the open. See, this is a great example of the SMG2 not being accurate enough in this place. I think we'd have the AR2 by now.
Yeah, you would have the AR2. There isn't much ammo for it in the map, and that's deliberate because it would make the combat a little bit easier in this section. Really kill
Yeah,
the
so as soon as you get the AR2,
jumping rope.
You've created a really interesting combat.
Now, if you still have a lot of ammo from the last
You can
set, but ammo then. 2 ammo to try to starve the player of long-range weapons for this section.
I think giving the player is enough.
But there's just no point.
Oh my god.
Oh god, I can hear myself lagging on the stream.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sorry
so
about
bad.
that. I don't know why it's been so.
Really?
It's fucking weird.
It's so irritating. Are they all dead? No, they're not all dead. Where is he?
I reckon it'd be neat to give that soldier like his own unique voice somehow. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
This is intense.
I mean, I can stick.
Nice.
Adding a new voice might need to wait until after. Sorry, I don't mean to talk over you.
The lag.
So that assign a new response system class name to the NPC.
That's a cool idea. Okay, that was an intense fight. I mean, that was intense. I had my full attention.
Like, I imagine it wouldn't be like a bad cop voice. It'd be more like the elite soldier voice from the the prospect.
I'd do like a way.
It would be nice because combat soldiers are a voice on your companions to you that might be helpful. How she gives you lots of information that's useful.
This has been really cool. Come on, boys, let's go.
I really like this map.
Yeah,
I
me
haven't
too.
even-
Love it.
It looks great.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
I'm
We need
really
half
happy.
fight. We need.
Yeah, I agree. I posted about that in Assets channel. There's so many little props that I would love to make for this. I've been a little bit pressed for time, but I think over refining and doing multiple passes on this, we can make it a lot more interesting and detailed.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's awesome. I had a fucking blast playing that map. That was wicked.
And this is pre-alpha.
No, no, it's alpha. That combat with the jumping rebels, that's like a whole new type of combat in terms of the Half-Life 2 experience that we're all used to. Like, that is, like, crazy. They were jumping up all over the place. I was having to be like, fuck, shit, shoot that guy, shoot that guy.
The reason I asked right before you played if you updated the binaries is because I realized I had hard-coded the jumping rebels to only jump 256 units across and 256 units up.
Right.
And that is just not enough for the map. Actually, there's some gaps that they can't cross that way. So I bumped it up to I think for the purpose of demonstration, it was like 1024 to 1024. It's insane. We might need to tone that down. I think it's something that'll need some tuning, but I needed to quick throw that code in there because they're hard coded to jump at that distance. I am really glad that you all enjoyed the map so much. I really was expecting a cold reception to it. I didn't feel great about it prior to the stream, so it's just really exciting to see that it went well.
It's really cool,
Once
man.
it's more refined.
It's like a layout and concept. It's fantastic.
I love it.
And I'm loving the idea of the bloody Combine Lone Wolf dude.
Yeah, that's cool. I immediately became attached to him, and I think it's just because he's different. I think that's what it is. I don't know. It's like, and if we can, like you say, we can use that global so that we can see him later on, that would be awesome.
I shouldn't promise that yet because I haven't tested that it works, but it's supposed to. Now, it might be the case that I need to declare it somewhere because I've only used the standard Half-Life 2 global variables because you can. Have you ever used those? They're pretty cool. You can make the player put their gun down perpetually. That's one of them. Another one makes the Combine friendly to Gordon, stuff like that. Those ones are sort of in the code. This one is not, so I don't know if it will work or not, but I believe that it should. I think it'll store any string.
That's
I
pretty
think
cool.
it would be cool to have him voiced as well, just to sort of show. Because at the moment, you know, with the Combine soldiers, it's I don't know how to word this. I should have thought it before I opened my mouth. But having him voiced as well, just to like talk with the player a bit. I mean, obviously he's going to be super professional, and because he's a Combine soldier, he's not got his faculties. But to sort of distinguish that they're not just robots, they're super professional,
Yeah,
you know, kind of brainwashed dudes, but they're not
Absolutely.
robots.
totally.
I think there. There can one that might have been part of a download, so he might know some things that you know that he shouldn't necessarily know about your adventures in Entropy 01. That could be interesting.
Oh yeah.
But another thing that I like about him is actually that he isn't any stronger than a regular Combine soldier. Actually, in most of my test playthroughs, he died just like almost immediately. Like it's not like he's some kind of hero who's going to come in and like stay with you for the rest of the game. 9 times out of the 10, he is going to die to AR2 fire right there.
Well, I think we should make him a bit tougher, and he should be the kind of character like you see him for a bit, and then he disappears off with another squad somewhere, and then he pops up again later on, and he disappears, and he pops up later on and disappears, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
And you always find him in some different situation every time.
the popping up and disappearing thing is exactly why I put in that global variable. It's something I'm really excited about. But I do like that we could give him more health, but I like how he's a normal Combine soldier. You know, I wouldn't want to give him any like special abilities because the whole point is that the only
True.
thing that makes him different is that he's got blood on him, and you attach to him, but then you kind of have to take a step back and realize like, wait, all of these soldiers are unique people. They just didn't happen to be in a unique circumstance. You know, he's not actually as special as he
He thinks
seems,
he is.
and
Yeah.
I think that kind of makes a statement.
In which case, I think we need to keep improving the Combine AI, because I do notice that they die pretty quickly still, even though we have improved them quite a bit already, but they do seem a bit stupid still.
Yeah, I think that's more of a product of the follow goal, because that's most of what we've done is centered around having them follow and unfollow the player or follow a point on the map. I don't think they're very intelligent about like picking cover or, you know, prioritizing while they're trying to follow something. So yeah,
Yeah, we'll
I
have
do
to
think they
figure
stand
that
to be
out.
improved.
Should we do Q&A? Because I'm gonna have to disappear
Let's do.
soon.
Yeah, I've ordered my Dominoes. So.
Sexy. Did you want
Right.
to?
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Okay, folks, it's Q&A time. You fucking bastards, get your fucking questions
Get
in.
your
Am I fucking
questions
right,
ready.
man? I know.
Get your questions ready for us. Oh, I'm having a good old
Right.
stretch.
Let's see. Fucking read some shit out on this fucking screen and it pops up me. Fucking nice. That's not a fucking question. I'm gonna wait until there's a fucking question. I know some people had questions and we were like, no, wait until the Q&A, you dingus.
We have quite a few
Okay,
people.
Philipad. Yeah. Philipad asks, will we have any vital allies?
I'm trying to think if they're vital or not.
Well, Willie counts, because if he dies during that level, then you're fucked.
Yes.
But after
Oh,
that, it
yeah.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Chapter 3, of course. Yeah, Willie is vital. Willie is vital. Yes, he is. If you lose him before you get out
Got
of
a
chapter
vital
3.
Willie. You need your Willie.
Exactly.
It's interesting.
I don't think there's any others though.
Vital, because Half-Life 2 actually refers to NPCs that cause a fail state when they die as vital.
Exactly.
So that's a very specific word. But I think Willie in Chapter 3 is the only vital NPC as far as like so far, right? Because we don't know, but it doesn't seem likely, especially after the Stalker section in Entropy 01. It doesn't seem like there would be any vital NPCs.
Yeah, I don't think there will be, as far as I'm aware. I just don't think there will be. The squads aren't vital. They won't be. I can't see them being vital.
Yeah, so there you go. So, Elephant's Doing Crack asks, was that lambda generation in the gameplay on the radio? Oh, somebody noticed.
Yes, it was.
There you go. It's him.
It's very cool, and he
I
might be
have a
doing some
question.
more for us. I love that
Are we
name.
going to hear
Sorry.
more from? Sorry,
It's alright.
I couldn't hear you. Are we going to hear more from Lambda Generation later on in the game,
Yes.
or was that the only?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, my plan is to actually see him, as in see the rebel that is communicating, like to actually kick the door in and actually confront him. Be hilarious.
Nice.
So yeah.
So there you go. Let's see what else. Zombolox951 asks, can we call 3650 Heracles?
Hercules? Oh,
He says
no.
Heracles.
Heracles.
I do not know my Greek mythology enough to know. I've heard the name Heracles, but I can't remember who it is.
Heracles.
Yeah, I don't know. Call him whatever you want, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. He's just 3650, isn't he, at the minute? I don't think we've settled on a name.
But it can be whatever you want in your own mind.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. 5 questions. Liam asks, are we to see some of the Thick Boy in Chapter 3? Oh, I don't think so. You're going to have to see them when you play it.
The Thick Boy?
Thick Boy in Chapter 3. I think you know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's a
yeah.
spoiler.
That's a massive spoiler.
Yeah. No, we're not going to show you any Thick Boy.
That's not getting shown off. There's a couple of reasons for that. We're not showing that off.
Yeah, so you're going to have to see that when you play the game in 3 days. No, next year.
What have you done, Trippy? Holy shit!
What have I done?
Oh my god.
Oh,
God
bloody
damn
hell.
it.
Right,
Correct.
moving on quickly from that, Zomblox951 asks, will there be a Blizzard section?
It's a damn
He
good idea.
he adds on to that a Blizzard section with zombies. I think that might be a cool idea.
I think that is a cool idea.
Like extreme fog. You're walking around in the waste, and then zombies are coming out of the fog.
I can even think of the particle effect that I would use for it, because there's one that exists already. That's a really good idea. So currently with Chapter 4, it's a bit different to the other chapters, because with the other chapters we had it pretty much planned out. But with Chapter 4, we have the ability to basically inject maps because of the modular way that I'm building it. So things like that, ideas like that are really useful, because we could look at something like a blizzardy area with zombies and stuff to sort of mix it up, which would be nice because Chapter 4 at the minute is predominantly rebels. So yeah, that could be a nice little thing.
Indeed.
I was going to suggest like an extension map to Chapter 4, something that slides into the middle, focusing on zombies would be amazing.
That would
What
be-
I'd like to see is like almost like a little Arctic Ravenholm, like almost like a research base like The Thing, but with zombies in it. That just sounds so cool to me.
I would love that and we could do something like that because Kralik is getting us the little, I call them igloos because we're going to turn them into igloos. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Nobody else is using those assets. It's like, I don't understand why not, but we're going to get some like little aperture igloos and we can chuck them like out. It'll be great. It'll be awesome.
Expeditionary Force.
Oh yes. Be great.
Right, so moving on with the questions, because I want to fucking do this before my fucking pizza arrives. Just to answer Little Tornado's question, because I'm not sure if you heard, what is the cameo on Chapter 4? It's the voice of the Lambda Generation guy on the radio.
Yeah.
See what else is there. Martian Films asks, will there be freezing deadly ice water?
I don't know. Again, it's one of those things where the possibility we could work on a puzzle. You could have I'm already thinking of like a frozen lake bed that you have to sort of get across or something like that. There's all sorts of things that you could do with it. Yeah, I guess it's We don't have that at the minute, but it's a possibility. We could do something like that.
Cool. Philipad asks, will we cooperate with other elites?
Yeah, in fact, there is one at the start of chapter 4. You don't really, I say cooperate. Currently, you don't do anything with him at the start of chapter 4, but the idea would be as more squads sort of arrive in the Arctic, they'll be led by their own elites. And we were having a discussion before about, are we going to let the player poach members from their squads or not? Or are we going to make it so that if they're part of like a squad, you can't like nick a member from their squad? It's quite an in-depth thing, but I'm sure we'll be seeing more elites. I'm sure of it.
Cool. Evan asks, what happens if you throw the Zen grenade at Wilson? Will he die? If I shoot you, will you die?
He will die. He will. Well, I don't know. He'll be
Quote
teleported
unquote.
to Zen.
Yeah.
If you do that in chapter 3, you'll lose the game because if Wilson dies, because he's vital. So, yeah.
Yeah. Only in chapter 3 though.
3.
After chapter 3, it doesn't fucking
You
matter.
can
You can
throw him into a ravine, into a crevasse.
You can feed him to a ball squid.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Munch.
What if we actually made him into a food source?
Oh, that would be great. And he could be like, I'm getting
Then they
eaten.
would, but then they'd gain health back, and that doesn't really matter.
No.
From a machine. Okay, anyway, so 9 Seed asks, have you guys decided if and how Bad Cop will find out about Freeman? I think we decided quite a while ago we weren't going to bother. He doesn't know about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I did some writing a couple of, I don't even know when it was now, it was a while ago, about the ending because I had some ideas, and there was some stuff in there, but I've been very careful about it, and I've sort of put it off. I think when we get to that point, then we'll start talking about what happens, because I don't really want to talk about it because it's the end of the mod, so I won't say any more.
Yeah, it's too far.
Yeah, there's some stuff that will happen at the end of the mod that potentially could lead to things, but we'll just
Okay, so Liam asks, will the model for the Radio Rebel have Lambda Generation's awesome hair? I've never seen his awesome hair.
There's
Yes.
we could do that. That would be awesome if we could do that.
I've never seen what he looks like. I didn't realize he has
He
awesome
has
Go
hair.
watch
incredible
it.
hair. The guy is
Go watch
crazy.
Go watch a recent Lambda Gen video.
I'll do that after this, whilst I'm eating my pizza.
Well, I believe it's his birthday today, actually. So if he's
Oh.
listening, happy birthday to
Happy
that,
birthday.
to that guy.
Whatever your name is, I don't know.
Robo.
Oh, Robo, that's it.
They've been saying his name's Rigby or
Rigby,
something,
yeah,
so
yeah.
That's been. I mean, every time I look, he has like a different name, or depending on where I look. So I don't know. Anyway, questions. Elephants Doing Crack asks, will Vorticons make a return? You really like that fucking name, don't you?
I love that name. That's fucking hilarious. Sorry, what will return? Sorry?
Will Vorticons make a return?
Oh yeah, we've got to bring Vorts back. I think we've got to have some interesting Rebel and Vort combat, like you're fighting them together. That would be super cool to do that, because we've never seen that. Maybe in the next chapter or something. Maybe we could find a lonely Vort in chapter 4 or something.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, it would be cool.
I feel like the Vortigons have been sort of absent in Entropy 02, and they were such a cool enemy to fight in Entropy 01.
Totally. Yeah, I think they have been very absent. Maybe it's time we bring them back. We do something with Vorts.
I think they'll be when I use my Zen grenades, because I don't like their hit scan attacks. They're pretty tanky,
shit.
so I feel like I'm gonna pull my Zen grenades out and throw them at Vortigons, and I just can't wait to see I'm spawning in antlions and bull squids and they're attacking the rebels. It's gonna be crazy.
You've just given me an amazing idea for chapter 4. In episode 2, when they do that thing when Alex gets injured, he calls for other Vortigons. You could be in combat with Vorts in the mountains, and one of them will run off and do a call, and then next thing you know, you've got a whole other load of Vorts turning up. That would be so cool. I'm sure
Wow,
we could
I
pull that off.
completely forgot about that. That's an amazing idea.
because that was a great bit of lore as well. Like in terms of the forts, like oh my god, I remember being blown away by that. It's like that's
Except,
wow.
why do they need? I remember actually being confused. Why do they need that sound if they're like a hive?
I have no idea. Yeah,
It sounds cool, but
I just thought
You
it was
should-
cool. Like you could just have him like yodeling essentially up the mountain from Forticon.
Just replace it with the.
What other
Right,
questions?
more
we got?
questions. Yeah, so Philip asks, will Manhax come back to out Arsenal? Arsenal is struggling in the Premier League with the Manhax.
I wouldn't know. I do not follow football.
Neither do I.
Or any sports actually, because I'm a big nerd. We're not going to be able to use manhacks, but the soldiers are. That's what's going on currently.
Seems kind of backwards, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, I mean we could change that. I guess it's just
No.
Yeah. Anything can happen at this point. It's all alpha.
Yeah. So,
regarding, was the last question about manhacks?
yeah, it was.
It's not in any maps yet, but Blixabon did work on a feature to have soldiers deploy manhacks instead of having bad cop deploy manhacks. So they're sort of an extension of the soldier. I don't know if that's going to show up or not, but that was a feature that was made that's working. So maybe they'll show up in that
I
way,
hope
right?
so. Yeah, because I think we should use it. It's wicked. When I saw it, I was like, man, that looks cool.
It looks so cool.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool to have that. It just adds another layer to the chaos of combat that we're sort of building. Love it.
Yep. So Martian Films asks, will there be any chances a hopwire grenade?
Yes.
Oh, my pizza's here.
Oh my Jesus! What kind of pizza is that?
I guess that's well, yes, but actually no, because it's the Zen grenade is the replacement for the vortex grenade.
Yeah.
I don't think the standard vortex grenade would make a lot of sense.
No, that's right. Yeah. So.
But weapon, sorry,
No, go for it.
weapon underscore hopwire will make an appearance. Actually, I might be tying it to a new class name when I move it over. I might switch that out for weapon underscore Zen grenade. So maybe no, the hopwire won't make a appearance. But
Yeah, because the Zen grenade is actually based off of that, isn't it? Because they based the black hole generator thing off of the hopwire, didn't they? I'm sure that's how they did it.
I'm back and have me fucking pizza.
Delicious. Have we got any more questions?
Somebody else will have to check. I've got hands full of pizza.
No, that's cool. I'm just looking down the list right now. Where were we?
Liam says, I remember you talking about catching a glimpse of some sort of massive alien worm thriving in the Arctic. Are you following through with that or not?
Oh yeah, I can answer this question with a sound file. Let me find it.
I heard that in chapter 4, and I was just because I already knew what that was supposed to be, and I was so happy to hear that in the sound.
I'm just gonna play it on the stream. You guys in Discord won't be able to hear it. So there's that one, and then we got. So that should answer your question. Yes, we are still doing that, and I can't wait. It's really cool. I think it's really cool that we're doing that. What else we got? We're still doing that. Any chances of rebels having domesticated Zen animals? I never thought of that.
There were 2 different ideas that are kind of related to that were just posted in the developer voice chat. So I think it's something to be thought about. It's not in the plan, but maybe.
Forts with bug bait. Yeah. Fuck. That's crazy cool.
It's funny because that got posted right after I suggested something else to do with antlions. That was rather than bug bait, that the rebels should have some Zen grenades of their own.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
So either of those two ideas is kind of related to the idea of them using Zen life against Bad Cop. And I guess sort of the barnacles in the map we just played. It seems weird that they're placed in such a convenient place, such a convenient spot to trap you like that.
Yeah,
It almost seems like the rebels intended for them to be there. So maybe I don't know if they moved the bull squid or the barnacle or if it was just like convenient, but it does kind of seem like the rebels deliberately didn't kill those barnacles so that they would catch
they
you.
would catch you. Yeah. That's awesome. We'll have to think about that. Vorts with bug play. That would be insane. I mean, that would be crazy.
That'd be a neat boss battle.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, I had this idea in my head for how that boss battle would go, and it would be like there would be clusters of crates and different debris and stuff in like piles. And when you enter, maybe it'd be in a ravine or something. When you enter, Zen grenades would pop up in each of the piles, and then it could spawn in an antlion guardian and like a squad of antlions, and then they'd all be on a team against you. We could script that out, but that's a little bit far fetched, a little bit wild and wacky. I don't know.
That's the thing. I was reluctant to have antlines in the Arctic because of Chapter 1. It's focused on antlines, but I guess you could have Vorts throwing bug bait like down through holes in the roof of Nova Prospect. I don't know. We have to think about it. But it's an interesting idea. Definitely. What else we got? I'm probably going to have to go soon. I've lost the question on the chat.
Oh, there's a lot of them. There's a
There's
lot of
loads.
questions.
Feel
So
my
after
pain.
domesticated animals, there's rebels and Vortigaunts have control over alien. Oh, that's not a question. Hound eyes are returning, right? Perhaps. Right now, no. There's no Hound eyes in Entropy 02. But we did get permission to use all of the models made by the person who made the bull squid and head crab model that we're going to use. So if Hound eyes are desirable for one of the levels, it's a possibility, but it's not in the game right now.
Yeah. I'll have to think about that. I don't know.
I should just ask that to you directly. Do you desire Hound eyes? Is that something you can use?
Do you have a hound eye fetish?
How did you know? I don't know really. It's funny because I'd never really thought of putting them in. I've never really considered it in terms of development planning. Maybe we could put them in at some point later on. I'm just thinking the next chapter is going to be our bike, and we got some caves coming up, and the caves could be interesting. There could be all sorts going on with that. So maybe we see how we go.
Yeah, sure.
So,
It'll really depend on like, is it something you can use in maps?
Yeah.
Because on its own, new NPCs don't do much unless they can be
That's
really
right.
integrated.
And
So
as
it'll
well as-
depend a lot.
It could be a bit of work. I don't know how much work it would be to do it. Just for, if we're just doing it just for the sake of it, I don't want to do it just for the sake of doing it. I want
Yeah,
to do it if
absolutely.
it's going to serve a purpose.
Totally agree. The amount of effort, it's like the most effort involved would be re-rigging the model. So that would be on Kralik. So that's kind of what it depends on, because
Right.
re-rigging a model is incredibly tedious. As far as the code goes, there is leftover Hound Eye code in the Source SDK 2013 that I can re-enable. I don't know how many bug fixes it would need. Like I've already made a lot of changes to the bull squid, for example. So there might be a process involved in that, but it's not a tremendous amount of work. Well, it's a lot of work, but it's like not as much as making something completely from
From
scratch.
scratch, yeah. No, that's fine. I'll think about it. If we need them, I'll let you know.
Sure.
What else we got here? Have you guys thought of the name of Bear Cop? Savage 1. So currently he's Savage 3650. I think. Yes.
Yeah.
I should know that because I put together some lines in game for it the other day.
Really? Because I thought it was supposed to be Savage 27, but
Oh crap! Do you know what? I completely forgot about that.
no, I mean it doesn't like anything that you want it to. It doesn't really matter. I think using 3650 makes sense because players will recognize it The question is just, does it make sense for an Overwatch soldier to have that? Because that's his CP number. So there's pros and cons.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I'll think about that. Basically, there's some line splicing that plays when you get in the APC, and they call him Savage 3650. It wouldn't be a big deal to resplice that line, though.
I like how the Combine soldiers say exactly the right words that you can splice it. Because I noticed that before, that they have the call signs, but they have enough numbers that you can splice together 3650, and it sounds really nice.
Yeah, it's really good. Right, should we do one more question, just because I'm going to have to go in a sec?
Will there be a rebel helicopter fight?
Who said that?
Zomblox 951.
I've heard rumours. But that's all I've heard is rumours. Do you guys know something I don't know?
Just rumors.
Whoa, wait, what are you talking? Because I don't think
I heard.
I haven't heard anything about a fight. I guess I should.
No, I heard about a helicopter. That was last week, or whenever it was
Right.
we spoke last. Definitely heard about a helicopter. We'll have to see.
I think
not a helicopter fight, though. But that
Yeah,
might
I
be
think
neat.
it would be an unarmed helicopter.
Yeah.
Well, there you go then. That answers your question. I think we're gonna have to wrap it up, guys, because I am gonna have to go. This has been a really cool stream. I know it lagged a bit. Sorry about that. That's such a pain in the ass. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm never going to hear anything.
Fucking all the time when we're showing off new stuff. Maybe we'll just bite the bullet next week and we'll try streaming through Twitch instead of YouTube.
And you can just
Yeah.
post an announcement video on YouTube so your subscribers are made aware.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Thanks for coming, guys. Basically, I think for the next couple of weeks it's just going to be Chapter 4 stuff, so we might be a bit quiet again. I mean, we've got a lot going on. It's not like we haven't been doing anything. There's just all sorts happening. One up, you're really busy at the minute, aren't you, with the code?
Yeah, with everything. I kind of took a little bit of a break to do Chapter 2, Map 3, and that's been a lot of fun. But there's still so much to do on it yet. But the code, because I'm moving everything from Entropy 02's development repository to a branch off of the Entropy 01 repository, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do with the code, and a lot of it is just sort of like cleanup maintenance, moving it over to get ready for map base.
That's going to be fun.
Oh, map base is going to, like, you were talking earlier about giving a unique voice to the Combine soldiers, and that's something we can do once we have map base in. Like, it's all on the response system, the same response system that Bad Cop uses, so we can just write new response files that will define a new voice for a character, and then that response file can be applied to any character.
We're going to have to find another voice actor.
Fuck it, I can do all of it.
Trying to do that voice now would be like such a pain, because Combine soldiers are scripted using sentences.
Yeah.
So they have like words that are broken up that are strung together, and like doing a custom sentence file and then hard coding that to be for that one Combine just sounds like a total slog. But once we have the enhancements from MapBase, it becomes incredibly, like, a totally different process to make it something that actually seems feasible.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait for that. Okay, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.